I've got some Big 12 power rankings for you. I will tell you it's unchanged at the top, but there's been a lot of change everywhere else, and some of these changes really pain me. But you got to do what you got to do based on what you've seen in the Big 12 so far up to this point, okay? So let me go ahead and get this up for you. Let's do this. There we go. Here are your Big 12 power rankings for the week. They are the Open for Business Big 12 power rankings, which is a great reminder, ofbnews.com to subscribe, and you would have gotten these already. The Open for Business Big 12 power rankings. At the bottom, I say it pains me. Look, you guys know I'm a K-State guy. I got to go 15. I would consider 16. It's like, do I think K-State would have lost by 66 at Oregon? Probably not. Probably not. That felt a bit worse for me. But K-State's got to be 15. I mean, they should be 0-3. They should have a loss to North Dakota. It's very tough. If you want to say, hey, homer pick by not putting K-State 16th, fine. I'll listen to it. They're bad right now until proven otherwise. Tough for West Virginia. Tough for West Virginia to lose to Ohio, but they're staying in essentially the same spot because I'm not going to ding them for a loss to at least a solid Ohio squad when West Virginia lost its best skill position player and one of its best skill position players in the game. UCF, look at UCF making a little jump up. Just take care of business at home. Wait for everybody else to screw up. And suddenly the Knights are moving on up. Arizona taking a little bit of a jump up. Take care of business. Weber State, get Fafita looking like the old Fafita. You can start to creep on up there. More upward mobility for Arizona, too, if they win tomorrow in that game against K-State. Colorado holding steady. Delaware game didn't move me a ton, although the quarterback situation is now very interesting. I mean, that makes me honestly more interested to watch the game against Houston, the fact that they're starting Ryan Staub. What a story that could be if he legitimately wins that job and takes it over. And then you got Dion having to worry about, well, man, I don't know exactly what they're paying Juju Lewis and Caden Salter to be there, but I'm sure it's more than what Ryan Staub's making. And if you got those guys sitting on the bench, could be a fascinating situation that develops there. And look at this, Colorado and Houston back-to-back. Houston haters will say that's not enough respect. Okay, fine. Look, great win over Rice. It was still 14-3 going into the fourth quarter, but it turned into a total blowout, whitewashed them in the fourth. That's fine. That's good. That's great. You should be taking care of Rice that way. Rice may be a little feistier this year based on what we saw in week one. Cincinnati, though, because of their performance against an actual team, like a team from the Big Ten with Nebraska, and then taking care of Bowling Green, no real problem last week. I think Cincinnati has done more to earn that right now. But again, upward mobility for the Cougs. Arizona State drops from 4 to 8. I am not writing the eulogy on the Sun Devils just yet. I think that would be foolish to do so. Yes, it has been a disappointing start. Yes, it looks like it's taking Sam Leavitt and the Arizona State offense some time to figure itself out, gather itself after losing Cam Scadaboo. That makes sense, and I would just reiterate that Arizona State's the word out of fall camp for ASU was that the defense was going to be ahead of the offense. So this is not really shocking to see that. And it was always going to be a tougher game at Mississippi State than people would give that credit for. Kansas falls from 6 to 7. I still think a pretty strong performance at Missouri. I mean, they were one play away from winning that game. I know you'll look at the final score and say, John, it was an 11-point game, but Kansas is up by 4, has Mizzou in a 4th and 7 over midway through the fourth quarter. If they get that stop, even if they can just drive down and kick a field goal from there, I think it may be enough to get the job done and win the game. BYU, just unknown. I don't know. Maybe BYU fans would be upset with being behind Baylor. It's just Baylor has the best win to me in the Big 12 so far this year by going on the road at SMU. Not just winning, but winning the way they did, showing the gumption, toughness, that they had to show to win after falling behind by 14 with under 5 minutes left in the game. It's impressive stuff. And Sawyer Robertson looks like a guy who's legitimately capable of carrying Baylor to a Big 12 championship game. If the defense can just give him anything. Please, Baylor defense, give Sawyer Robertson something. Help the guy out just a little bit. But BYU will have plenty of opportunity, ample opportunity to prove that they really belong in that group of the top four. It's just Stanford's awful at the moment. So did what you should do against them. Defense looks as good as advertised. Bear Bachmeier, we'll see. We'll see what happens in Big 12 play. Baylor, I'm giving them respect, jumping them back up 3 spots after disappointing loss. I was very disappointed in Baylor with what happened against Auburn, but they atoned for a decent amount of that. They atoned for a decent amount of that by what they did at SMU. Frankly, you could argue Baylor over Texas Tech, but just because, Texas Tech's been so freaking dominant. The eye test is telling me you need to include them right now in the top 4 until proven otherwise. That's one, if you were just looking at the scores of the Texas Tech games, it might not resonate as much. But if you're actually watching the way that this looks, especially Kent State, Pine Bluff, I know that Kent State's not good either, but Kent State, that's a step up from Pine Bluff. And just watching that, it was just these it does not look like they're playing the same game right now. TCU at 3, Utah at 2, after I just gave you the spiel about TCU and Utah basically doing the same thing so far this year. I gave TCU the disrespect, Joe, I'm sorry. I gave TCU the disrespect of being 3 as opposed to 2. That's really just based on my preconceived notion of the teams coming into the year. Slight edge to Utah because I thought a little more highly of them coming into the year. And Iowa State at 1. Nobody in the conference has a better resume than Iowa State. Yeah, that's a pretty unassailable resume at this point relative to the rest of the Big 12. You just can't do anything else with them. They've already beaten a Big 10 team. They've already won a conference game against, I guess you could say, well, K-State sucks. And K-State sure looks like they're not very good right now. But it was, at the time, a team that had not had any real reason to doubt itself and was the preseason favorite to win the league. So neutral site win there, home win over a Big 10 squad, and then just demolishing a good FCS team. Nobody's touching that resume right now in the Big 12. So, that's what I got. That's what I got, guys, with the power rankings. Let me know in the comments where you disagree. I'm sure there's plenty of disagreement everywhere. On the power rankings. That is fine. That's what they are there for. Okay? That is what they are there for. Okay, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are here. Appreciate everybody who's here. I guess I can go and pop my pop the old graphic back up there, the overlay. Subscribe to the Open for Business Big 12 newsletter, ofbnews.com. That is ofbnews.com.